Oh my god! Okay, it's happening!
What's going on, guys? It's Pop Culture Vulture here. This is gonna be a little bit different than my normal videos. It's gonna be a little more impromptu. I usually write a script and really get all my thoughts down before I record, but I wanted to just get this video out as quickly as I could to y'all. So long story short, a YouTube comment was posted by a user named Malo932 on a video by Nintendo Forecast, and you know, if you're a Nintendo person, you already know who Nate the Hate is. He's like maybe the most reputable leaker in terms of what games are coming out, etc. from Nintendo. And this comment by Malo932 came out a few hours before Nate's podcast, and both of them are basically saying the same thing. So let me run down all of the games and then we'll get into each one more specifically. There's going to be a new Starfox in June. There's going to be an Ocarina of Time remake this year. There's going to be a new Switch sports title. Please be basketball, bro. It's been so long. A new 3D Mario isn't coming till 2027. There's going to be a Super Metroid remake. It's probably going to be pixel art, which you'll see in the next part of this post. There may be a new Wario Land and another Star Fox game described as an adventure one, and that's not coming out this year, but that's a ton of information, and if this is true, this is one of the biggest leaks we've gotten, especially since the Nintendo Switch 2 has come out. This is probably the biggest leak. A little bit more information. So unfortunately, Mario Kart World's DLC is postponed to 2027. That's actually kind of shocking to me because there's already so many complaints about how barren the game is once you've already completed all the challenges and gotten all the P-coin, you know, all that shit. So that's pretty disappointing. And apparently Metroid 6 is in the works, but it's not coming out this year. And lastly, the Ocarina of Time remake isn't going to be based on the 3DS version. It's going to be based on the OG version. So I'm guessing it's going to be a total remake from the ground up because there's no way they can reuse those assets from what, like 20 plus years ago. So let's go through each one of these and break them down a little bit. Let me get through the disappointing news first just to get it out of the way. We're not getting Mario Kart World DLC until 2027. God damn it. And I don't even need a whole bunch of new tracks. That's not what I want. I just want there to be a mode where you can race 3 laps, how Mario Kart is traditionally raced, how we all have raced this game for decades, and to have it in a normal mode. It's bullshit that we have to go to versus mode and select 3 laps, and then between each race you have to select a different track. It's a terrible user experience, and it's another example where Nintendo's like, no, fuck you, this is how you're supposed to play the game. We don't give a shit if you want to play it this way. This is how you're gonna play it. And if I really want to get critical, once you complete the P-Switch missions and get all the medals for the Grand Prix and you unlock all the character outfits, there's really not a whole lot else going on with this game. It's just ironic because this is the first open world Mario Kart, and somehow it feels more barren and empty than previous entries. And this game still has so much potential, right? Mario Kart 8 came out during the Wii U's life cycle, and it went all the way through the Switch 1's life cycle, so Mario Kart World's gonna be around for a while. So the fact we have to go through all of 2026 with no updates really freaking sucks, I'm not gonna lie. But if I take a deep breath and I really calm myself down, if we get the 3-lap mode, if we get some new tracks, if we get some new characters, and we get some changes to mechanics such as bagging, I mean, how many times am I gonna lose a race because some idiot stays in the back and spams bullet bills and mushrooms the whole time? If they can fix those things and add in those other elements that we want, this has the potential to be one of the best Mario games, but it's just unfortunate that we have all had to pay, you know, $80 basically for a game that's unfinished and that Nintendo is still experimenting on. So we're not getting a 3D Mario until 2027. Personally, I freaking love Donkey Kong Bonanza, and it's totally scratched that itch that I have for this type of game. So until then, I'm more than happy to keep messing around with that game. I haven't gotten the DLC yet. Yes, I am going to be that asshole who buys the DLC, even though everyone's been trying to boycott that shit. But I love the game. What can I say? But I will admit, it's pretty shocking that we're not getting a mainline Mario for nearly 2.5 years since the Switch 2 launched. I mean, he's the mascot of Nintendo. Nintendo for a reason, and you'd think if they want to sell new consoles that Mario would be their go-to. Not to say there haven't been good games on the Nintendo Switch 2, but it's like if you go to a Lakers game and instead of driving the offense through LeBron and Luka, you got DeAndre Ayton running point guard. It doesn't really make sense that you're not utilizing your stars, and in this case your star character, to its full potential. I probably just lost half of the viewers with that sports ball reference, but it is what it is. I think we're all very curious as to what type of game the new 3D Mario is going to be. Is it going to be Odyssey 2? Is it going to be a sequel to an older game like Sunshine? I mean, nobody really knows, obviously, but we can only hope that Nintendo continues to push the envelope with the 3D Mario franchise. As long as they take the best elements of the past games and add in a few new twists, I think we're all going to be happy like we usually are. Nintendo's far from perfect, but they usually don't drop the ball when it comes to Mario, especially when it's this important of a game that's going to be a console seller for them. Anyways, enough of my bitching. Let's get on to the good news. I'm not even a huge Nintendo person, and the second I saw that Fox McCloud was going to be in the Mario Galaxy movie, I'm like, oh yeah, we're getting a new Star Fox game soon, aren't we? I didn't grow up with any of the Star Fox games, but I do have a Switch 2, and getting to play a new title to introduce me to the series is pretty exciting. You know, obviously I hope it's good and that it pays homage to all the past games that fans have loved. I know it's a lot more of a niche franchise compared to Mario or Zelda or even Donkey Kong, but you know, hopefully it makes fans happy, it lives up to the hype, and you know, that the future for Star Fox is bright. And who knows, if Fox is in the movie and people enjoy seeing him, you know, maybe there's going to be a Star Fox movie soon enough. So there's two games that are rumored, one that's the more classic ship combat and one that's more of an adventure one. I'm wondering if that's going to be one where you're kind of just running around as Fox, like shooting enemies, kind of more like a Metroid type game, but who knows. The future's bright for this franchise, and I'm looking forward to see what Nintendo brings us. All right, next up is the Ocarina of Time remake. I mean, it's about damn time, right? I haven't played this one personally, but no matter what I hear on any gaming podcast or whatever video I'm watching, it's brought up in the list of best games of all time. So as someone who didn't play the original, I'm looking forward to playing a remastered version that is specifically made for the Switch 2, because I've been pretty impressed with the hardware for it thus far, and I can't wait to see what Nintendo can do with this. Now, anytime there's a remake of a game, movie, a remix of a song, you know, you risk that the original essence is totally lost and that things are changed from the original, and I'm really hoping that's not the case. I know Zelda fans and Nintendo fans in general would fucking riot if that were the case, but I trust that Nintendo is, even though they're fucking stupid sometimes, they're at least aware enough that doing that would absolutely set the internet on fire. So I'm cautiously optimistic, and we'll just have to see what happens with this one. I think the most revealing thing about this announcement is that Breath of the Wild 3, or whatever the next modern Zelda game, the new one, is going to be, it is not even close to being done. And I think fans are okay that they're not going to just rush some crap out. You know, you'd want the developers to take their time, as much time as necessary, to give the best product possible. Sorry, Breath of the Wild fans, you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer, it seems.
There's no reason for me to live.
Next up is the new Switch sports title. I mean, this is gonna be a pretty straightforward release. I mean, it's a fun type of game that you play with friends and your family, and I don't really think there's a lot to say with this one. I mean, ever since the Wii Sports, it's been a lot of the same things over and over, and you know, they're fun. The games are fine for what they are, but I don't really necessarily think anyone's staying up, you know, before a Nintendo Direct the night before, like, man, I really hope they announce the new Switch sports game. No, people are worried about Mario, Kirby, Zelda, Star Fox, you know, but this is a game that coincides with a lot of different systems. It makes sense that Nintendo wants to get another one out so that people have a good party game to play with their friends that isn't Mario Party, or, you know, we don't have a new Smash yet. So technically it could be something else, but with the fact that Mario Tennis just came out with a new game, I don't really see it being another tie-in game, at least so quickly. But please, Nintendo, I'm begging you, give me another Mario basketball, dude.
For the love of God! Please!
Next up, let's cover both Metroid games. First off, there's a Metroid remake that is supposedly going to be in 8-bit pixel art. Sounds cool. I've never been a huge Metroid fan. I've never played those old games. In general, I'm more of a movie and anime guy than a gamer, so there's a lot of classic games that I missed out on throughout the years, but as long as they recreate the original game faithfully, I don't really see how you can fuck this up. So hopefully it's a slam dunk for them. And Metroid 6 is in the works, and if it comes out anytime soon, it's kind of surprising to me. We just got Metroid Prime 4 very, very recently, and Metroid, kind of like Star Fox, is one of those franchises that is a little bit more niche. I mean, no shade, but they just don't sell as well as something like Animal Crossing, Mario, Zelda, even Kirby. So this kind of tells me that they need another big game to fill the void while they're working on the new Zelda, while they're working on the new Mario, and at least Metroid fans are going to be eating good for the next couple years. Next up is supposedly a new Wario Land game. Now, if this is true, I wouldn't be surprised if Wario and Waluigi are in the after credit scene for the new Mario movie. I mean, if Fox appearing in the movie is a tie-in advertisement for a new game, then why wouldn't it be the same for Wario or Waluigi? I can totally see a scenario where Wario appears at the end of the movie and we get a new game next year to kind of get Wario back into the cultural zeitgeist again, so that by the time the third movie comes out, people are like, oh, I just played a game with him in it. I know who Wario is. And this may sound stupid if you're a big Nintendo fan, but trust me, that's just how marketing teams work. So yeah, those are the leaks. I mean, there's a lot to look forward to. There's a lot that I question if this is real or not. Obviously, they're leaks, they're unconfirmed. But even if like half of this is true, it's pretty exciting for Nintendo Switch owners who feel like they don't have a lot of games to play. I don't necessarily feel that way, but I know it's a huge complaint, and you know, it's the reason why I still haven't bought a PS5 and I'm playing on the PS4, because I don't feel that they have justified me buying a new system. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching the video and sticking with it this long. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment, and I really want to hear your thoughts about this. Which of these games, assuming they're real, are you most excited for? What has been your favorite game you've been playing so far on the Switch 2? And as I kind of mentioned in the beginning, if this type of video isn't your style, please feel free to check out my other videos. I usually edit a lot more heavily. I add in a lot of memes and jokes and try to keep it very fast-paced and entertaining. But again, I just wanted to get this out there to kind of talk about it with the community. I appreciate your time, and I hope to see you all in the next one.